You're facing my base, and now I'm ready to start, 'cause you make me fall. Oh, and now I'm ready to start, 'cause you make me fall.
To make me smile at any time. There's someone waiting for me to be my lifeline. There's someone waiting for me. Time. There's someone waiting for me to be my lifeline. There's someone waiting for me, waiting for me. There's someone waiting for me. Could share my dreams. I wish that I could share my dreams. So tell me, there's someone waiting for me to make me smile at any time. There's someone waiting for me to be my lifeline. There's someone waiting for me. Somebody, but nobody like you. Oh, and I don't wanna be the king, but I don't wanna be controlled. I wanna be somebody, but nobody like you. Oh, and I nobody like you. Oh, and I don't wanna be the king, but I don't wanna be controlled. I wanna be somebody, but nobody like you. Oh, and I don't wanna be the king, but I don't wanna be controlled. I wanna be somebody. Give us some space to breathe, yeah. Give us some freedom. Give me some space to breathe. I need your company. There's a rhythm between you and me, but where's the melody? The melody, melody. There's a rhythm between you and me, but where's the melody? The melody, 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 oh, the melody. I need your company. Ooh, baby, I wanna rock the melody. There's a rhythm between you and me, but where's the melody? The melody, melody, melody. There is something about you, baby, but it's not enough, not enough. I need your company. What about the melody? I'm looking for real love. The melody. I'm looking for real love. Oh, there's a rhythm between you and me, but where's the melody? The melody, melody, la la la. The melody.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to the live stream for the London Live Trading Room. I hope you're doing well. Hope you had a nice weekend and all of that stuff. Let me know who's here this morning. I can see we've got Chris Elmore, Chris Denoyer, Duncan, usual suspects from Tier 1 inside the Tier 1 platform. We're actually streaming out on a couple of other platforms this morning as well. So let us know if you can, where you're watching us from. One of the platforms that I've started to do some streaming to, some educational stuff, is a platform called ShareVision, which I found. And it's kind of Twitch for financial education. So I've started to stream into ShareVision. Those of you that are in Tier 1, obviously you get to see this anyway, but I'm just streaming. That's just another platform where I've decided to start streaming. But if you guys are here, let me know. Let me know what you're watching, if you're looking at any setups on the radar, if you've got any trades that you're looking at, any trades that you're in, any trades that you've been in and have played out, and you kind of what's happened. Let us know. Morning, Ryan. And we're going to get stuck in. So we're just going to go through 8 pairs in the portfolio. What you're looking at the moment is a resource called Forex Factory Calendar. Now, I wouldn't say that this is like going to give you every, intricate detail about every fundamental event that's going on, but it is a great glance website. It teaches you kind of, it shows you at a glance what the high impact news releases are due out. It's kind of got a color code, amber, a traffic light system color code, and it's also got a little bit of information on what the news is, why it's hawkish or not, and what impact it has in the forex market, why it's important, what the figures mean, what the forecasted numbers are, and then what the actual numbers are, and what the previous numbers were. So it kind of, if you get into a habit of just reading this every day, you start to learn, what certain fundamental news events mean and what impact they have in your trading. So you can start to see patterns, and it's a great site to kind of have that glance overview of what's happening. So first thing we can do is just go to Wednesday, which is highlighted in grey here. Tuesday, which is highlighted in white, and you can see that there's no high impact news releases due out today. Okay, so what Forex Factory Calendar determines as high impact news releases, there are none due out today. Good morning, Jason. Have I missed much? Just tuned in. Unfortunately, last 3 trades of mine have been stopped out, but 1 or 2 before that. Overall, still in profits. Keep consistent. Absolutely. Yeah, you haven't missed. We're just starting. We haven't even looked at anything yet. Thanks for joining us. Dollar yen filling for that 4-hour bullish. Dollar yen short, says Casbah. Please discuss New Zealand CAD. New Zealand CAD filled 4-hour. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, so those of you who are new, what I'm going to be sharing with you today is a overview on TradingView. Okay, so we're going to go through 8 pairs on TradingView. Right next to me, actually, you can see in the background there is my trading setup. This is my NinjaTrader account. NinjaTrader, that's my intraday and my swing trading account as well. I've got 28 markets open over there, and that's what I'm actively trading. For demonstration purposes and analysis purposes, we're going to be running through on TradingView just because it's easier for the setup here, and I can do all the cool stuff and the stream and everything like that. So we're just working out how to get my NinjaTrader onto this stream, but I'm probably going to move everything over to Trade Nation. So I'm just in the process of doing that, and then I'm going to be using the Trade Nation platform because they've just had some major upgrades, and it's, you know, it's just a great platform, great broker, my broker, and I'm going to be using that platform. So if you keep tuning in to these live streams, you'll see that eventually in the next few weeks or so, we're going to have a different platform here. So that's it. All right, so look, let us know if you're in any setups. I know we've got a couple coming in. A few of you have shared what you're looking at. If you're in tier 1, Prasant's here. I have a question. During your live show, the topic was sleep. Was that directed towards me? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Training for my eyes, I think I see a Gartley pattern on the pound Aussie 4 hour, says Eric. Morning, Garrett. Morning, Chris. Prasant. Cool. All right, so if you have got any setups, let us know, but I'm going to make a start here now. Casper says maybe look at dollar yen, see what strategy has high probability trades. Well, we're going to look at all of these pairs on the right-hand side. If I just move my face, every pair up here with the orange flag, okay, so these 8 pairs here, that's the watch list for this morning. We're going to look at Aussie CAD, Aussie dollar, pound dollar, euro dollar, pound Aussie, pound yen, dollar yen, and New Zealand dollar. And we're going to go through them in that order. We're going to do top-down analysis from the daily charts, 4 hour, 60, maybe the 15 if we can get entries or trade management going on those lower time frames. And if there's any kind of trades setting up that are obvious on those day trading time frames, I'll show those to you. But I won't be trading. I'm not day trading. Put it that way. So those are the 8 pairs. We're going to go through them in that order. I'll get my face out the way so you can see the chart, and we're going to make a start. Normally what we do is we kind of flick through what happened based on last week's analysis. We had some really nice plays last week. We started to go bullish on Aussie CAD. You can see we dipped down again into this kill zone, and we've retested the highs. So we are going back into bull mode on the Aussie CAD. But we're going to take a look through all of these pairs. There's a lot of consolidation, Aussie dollar consolidation, pound dollar, euro dollar. We just hit this structure support level, but it's consolidation here on the pound Aussie, consolidation on the pound yen. We're seeing a bearish move on the dollar yen, and then New Zealand dollar, we're consolidating at this high, this resistance level. So lots, whenever we go into consolidation like this, so there's only about 2 or 3 pairs that are directional. The rest of the pairs, 5 of the pairs, are consolidating, and consolidation breeds consolidation patterns, such as Gartleys, bats. Maybe you're looking at ascending channels, descending channels, flags. Maybe you're trading off of support and resistance levels. But you know these channels. But there's usually breeding consolidation patterns in those zones, and there's lots of opportunity usually. So if you're a pattern trader, you're probably rubbing your palms together. Because there's probably lots and lots that you could take advantage of in there. So that's probably why lots of you are saying there's a Gartley pattern, or there's this pattern, that pattern. So let's take a look. We'll start on the Aussie CAD. Any pairs that aren't in this list, it doesn't mean that we won't take a look at them. We can go down and take a look at those after I've been through these pairs, or if there's something really close to playing out, you know, shoot it into the chat and we'll make sure we go and take a look. All right, because sometimes something will be playing out in the chat and or really close to completion, and we'll want to know about that, right? We want to know about it. Just shout it, capital letters, and we'll jump straight over. Cool. I think that's it. All right. Let's go then. So Aussie CAD, this is one of the only pairs that I left the indicators on just so I could show you kind of how we're predicting this move to play out, and we've been right you know, we're going back into bullish mode. But if I remove these drawings, you can see that we've recently violated this high. We then violated this high, okay, and we've put in a new high. So we've started to look down on the 60 for trend continuation setups. And we pushed out, broke and closed above, pulled back down into previous structure resistance, become support, and then we retested the highs. We've since put in this kind of 2618 setup. So those of you who are counter traders, you might be looking at shorting this now. We had test 1, test 2, we had divergence on the RSI, relative strength index. We had lower, massive divergence there. Didn't quite go oversold to my extreme, but we had equal tests of the high on price. Nice kind of price symmetry and time symmetry there. And then we violated the retracement, which is here, broke down, and then we pushed back up to what we call a kiss of death, or a 2618 setup, where you'd be looking to short around this zone here for a retest of these lows. So if there's any 2618 setup traders in here, you might already be short on this, and there's your 2618. The only you know, when it comes to looking for setups like this though, the only thing that I would say is we're looking for high probability setups, right? Now, if you look left here, if we just remove, you know, let's neaten this up a little bit. If we just draw on a horizontal line at where this double top formed, it's not really at the top of anything, is it? So it's not really a high quality area, especially if we've just gone bullish, to start looking for a counter move, in my opinion. Now, if it was here, if this formed here, right, where previous support became resistance, major bounce off of that level, that is going to carry more water than where we're at the moment. Does that make sense? So this is where patience, like this is where newer traders, they feel like they have to be in a trade, whereas, you know, experienced traders and professional traders know that there's no rush. You know, I'd rather wait for this opportunity up here and see if I can get a double top or even a 2618. Or it might be that because this isn't a higher probability zone, you wait for a 2618, which is more conservative. But up here, you can take a double top, right? And then up here, this major level, if we get up here, you can just take a 3-bar reversal. Does that make sense? So there's 3 levels of aggression there on approach to take and test based on different respected price levels. So you might say, do you know what? If the let's just clone this, okay, and put one here, and we'll put one here, and let's color code these, right? Let's color code this one green, this one amber, and this one red. Now, all of a sudden, you've got a color-coded system where you say, if it's green, that means that it's tested major structure 3 times, okay? And at that level, I have to wait for a 2618. If it's amber, it's tested major structure 5 times, and I can take a double top. If it's tested red, it's tested major structure 7 or more times, and I just take a 3-bar reversal. Make sense? And you can start, if you're a double top trader or you're a structure trader, you can start using this this approach to either get into more aggressive entries, or you just say, look, I take the same entry, but here I risk 1%, here I risk 1.5%, and here I risk 2%, or something like that, right? Or my position size is this much here, or this much here. Make sense? Just some ideas. I like to, when we do these kind of live streams, I like to kind of give you guys some food for thought as well, because it's not just about going through the pairs and placing trades. It's kind of like a virtual prop firm, right? We're around a desk, we're in a team, we're looking at the markets, we're coming out with ideas, we're sharing ideas. And there's not always trades going on because I'm not day trading. So it's good to discuss these kind of ideas and bring them to the table so you guys can can take on board and do what you like with it, right? So there's my view on the Aussie CAD. For me personally, I'm not going to be trading the 2618, but if we do roll over at this, if we push up, I can start looking for a long, okay, first and foremost. But if we roll over here, we've got what we call a Gartley pattern. And this is going to be a bullish Gartley pattern. X to A to B, B to C, CD completion. Just to double check the completion point, we can bring on our extension tool, our ratio tool here, and go from A to B and back up. And you can see that 127 is spot on there. 91.43 for the completion. So if price rolls over and you guys end up taking your targets off for the 2618, hopefully it pushes a little bit further, and people who trade Gartley patterns on the Aussie CAD have then got a long opportunity on the hourly. And again, it's not there yet, but it's something on the radar, something on the watch list. Make a note, put a little tag, put some notes on it, and come back to it. And that's it. You can flag it. You can Aussie CAD ideas. Right, you can go and put some ideas on here and do whatever you like with it, right? So let's get on to the Aussie dollar. That's the setups on the Aussie CAD. Let's go to the Aussie dollar. Let's go out to the daily. See, we're consolidating here. What have you guys got? Let me know. If you guys have got any setups, let me know. If you want to fire in a screenshot as well, or a link to your trading view screenshot, you can post that in the chat. I'll bring that into the stream and we'll take a look at what you're looking at as well. Okay. So, Prasant says the 2618 is also at 0.92 for more confluence. Yeah, nice level. So hopefully you got some kind of ideas or some value from those kind of ideas around target taking, entries. Because of course, the other thing that you could do here is you could go for more aggressive targets. So if you're in a green zone, you just shoot for the most recent low. If you're in the amber zone, you could shoot for a 382 retracement. If you're in the red zone, you could shoot for a 618 retracement. Right? Make sense? Or you could go 382, 50%, 618. Or you could go, structure, 382, 1 to 1, 2 to 1, 2 to 1, 1 to 1, right? And so on and so on. Just try to open your mind on things you can test to develop your edge as a trader. Because an edge isn't just predicting where you're going to be right and the best place to get in. That's not solely what your edge is made up of. Your edge is made up of many things: your ability, your psychology, your ability to manage risk, and your money management skills, and and yes, your entries and order placing. But it's also squeezing as much profit out as you can, right? And not taking bigger losses than you need to. So part of your edge is being able to look at your system and going, where have I left money on the table, and what can I do to squeeze more out of that whilst keeping my risk small? Make sense? And that is something that most people, when they're developing a trading edge, they don't even pay attention to. They're just focused on when can they be right? When can I get in the most high probability place? And yes, of course that is important. It's all important. It's all important. What most of these kind of gurus are telling you is that you just buy their overlay, plug it in, and it'll go green and red when to buy and sell, and that's what you should do. And unfortunately, that doesn't work. I've never ever met a trader that's bought a system and then just gone and clicked buy and sell and is profitable. I've never ever met one, and I've been in this space a long time, and I've never ever had a trader come to me and say, "Do you know what? I bought this, special chart right? This this thing that tells me to buy and sell, and it looks really pretty. And every time I buy and sell, that's all I do. And man, I didn't learn to trade. All I did was just click buy and sell. And I'm jetting around the world. I'm on my yacht for the summer. It doesn't happen, guys. It doesn't happen. Automations can only be built once you've built the system and you understand it. And that's the only way it's going to be. I actually spoke to Mike Bellafiore and he's head of recruitment about this topic the other day. I'm going to be firing that video onto my YouTube channel this week. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be amazing. I spoke to another prop firm who do these funding. They fund traders. And my goal was to get out of them what works. You know, why are people getting funded? And there's some, we uncovered some real dark truths about that industry, I tell you. And I'm going to be sharing that with you guys. Some real dark things about what's going on in some of those companies. So stay tuned for that. Do you do crypto also? Bitcoin, ETH? We can take a look at crypto. Yep. I'm actually I own Bitcoin and Ethereum. Taking a little bit of a nosedive at the moment. I think it's down 4% from yesterday or 5% from yesterday, but it's going sideways. We'll take a look at that. Prasant says T. I have a daily short on the euro dollar, says Duncan. Entry at 13.04, waiting on a short entry on the euro pound. Entry at 83.06. Currently moving away from entry. My first week trading this strategy live. Completed the testing on Sunday. 360 test trades on the pound dollar and 100 trades on the rest of the pairs. And how have you found it, Duncan? Now, Duncan is a data guy. That's what he does for a living, by the way. Duncan is in data and data security. This is his bag. How have you found it? I have a fantastic indicator and it has a 100% success rate. I also have a bridge to sell you. Yeah, it's crazy. If you ever see anyone shaking their hands, telling you to buy their IntelliCharts or whatever it is, be very wary of that. Be very wary of that. Okay. Cool. So Aussie dollar, exactly the same thing, right? Daily time frame, we're doing our top-down analysis. This is our macro overview, bird's eye view. What's going on the Aussie dollar? We're moving sideways. That's what's happening. Had a nice bounce off of this support level down here. Since then, we've been moving sideways. And we're consolidating. We're in this range here. But obviously this is the daily time frame. So we don't, unless we're trading off of these channels, off of these support and resistance levels, which are, we're kind of in the middle of nowhere at the moment. We're not there, neither up nor down, as they say in the rhyme. We're in the middle. So now what we want to do is we want to kind of hone in on a lower consolidation zone, because we're only looking for consolidation setups. We're not looking for trend, not looking for directional setups at all. So we want to get activity sooner if we can, because we're traders, right? We want to get opportunities. So we zoom down, we see where we can find consolidation on a lower time frame, if you're allowed to trade a lower time frame, that is. I trade the 4 hour and the 60. So now I can start looking at setups in here. Already I can see, if you're a ratio pattern trader, X, A, B, C, D. This is what we call a butterfly setup. So if you're a butterfly trader, you've got a butterfly in there. If not, again, what else can we see? You might be looking at this, X, A. That doesn't quite hit the 50%, but if you use this as an X point, X, A, B, C, D, it does. Right, and it completes right on that support level there. So great. You know, there's a bat pattern. If you don't trade bat patterns, what else can you do? It's a bit of a mess. If we drop down to the 60, you're going to see an even smaller consolidation zone right here. And this is what it's about. If you can trade consolidation patterns on all these time frames, then you know, you're just basically going down, looking for consolidation, looking for the nearest opportunity, and bringing out your consolidation toolbox and going, where's the patterns at? You can see one already played out, X, A, B, this bat pattern, C, D, already played out this morning or overnight. So if anyone caught that, anyone in the Asia session caught that, great. Target two target winner, quite pain-free. Looks like you hit target ones very, very quickly, about 1 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, you hit target twos as well. So this is why we trade these patterns, very prolific. But I'm not going to tell you to trade these patterns. What I'm going to tell you to do is, if you want to trade consolidation, go and learn a system and learn the ins and outs and learn it off by heart, and then go and practice identifying it and testing it and tweaking it, and then go and trade it. Then you can automate it. Then you can click a little buy sell thing where you just go, right, this is telling me to buy and sell, because you know what is behind it. What's likely to happen next? All right. Went back to 1993 on the pound dollar to train my eyes. Only went back down to 2010 on the other pairs. Awesome. Hello, everybody. Capital letters. All right, shouty. In consolidation zones are grid patterns useful? Look, any pattern, any trading pattern has been developed because someone has found an edge in it. All right. Now, whether that's a Gartley pattern, flag pattern, ascending channel, Elliott waves, bat pattern, cipher pattern, whether it's Ichimoku cloud, whether it's ABCD patterns, whether it's trading divergence, whether it's, you know, mean reversions, whatever it might be, MACD indicator trades, you know, whatever way you're trading, the chances are someone's developed that strategy because they've found it to be profitable. They've developed an edge in it. Now, I know people who have failed trading butterfly patterns, failed trading bat patterns, failed trading double tops, failed trading daily chore, failed trading FTB, failed trading every single strategy out there. I know someone who can't trade it. And that is because you need to make it work for you. It worked for the person that developed it. You need to make it work for you. You need to then take that strategy that has an edge, and then create your own version of that so that you can control it and you know the ins and outs of it, and it suits your risk reward profile, and it suits your lifestyle in terms of time frame, and it suits your, you know, your personality. And that is how you develop an edge. So if you ask me if any strategy is useful, I'm going to say, yeah, you can make anything profitable. You can make anything profitable. Because all these patterns are names, different names for different market participant reactions, which is essentially based on human psychology. Shane says, do you do this every morning? I do this every morning inside tier 1, and every now and then I'll stream out onto YouTube and the rest of them. Good morning, Ravi. Okay, cool. So if we're in consolidation on the Aussie dollar, what can we look for? Pattern setups, again. Right, 1 hour time frame. No patterns here on the 1 hour time frame, so we just wait. Wait for price to push down to here where we could potentially take a long. You can see just recently we had this beautiful double bottom here. And then we bounced, then we had a double top, and then we bounced. Okay, so you could trade off of the structure levels, or you could trade patterns. And in these zones, you can get some really nice back-to-back patterns. You know, a lot of the time you find that you have kind of back-to-back setups in here, something like this, you know, where you find lots of these kind of patterns playing out back-to-back. But nothing here at the moment, guys. Let's go to the pound dollar, seeing a bit of a bearish move on the pound dollar. We've obviously got a lot of uncertainty around fundamental, you know, the Ukraine thing is causing a bit of a, yeah, the Ukraine thing's causing a bit of a stir. Seems so obvious when put like that. Like, put like what? Like creating an edge? Creating an edge? Yeah, that's all you got to do. This is, I know I sound like a broken record. I've been saying this for like 7 years to you guys. Trading is literally picking a pattern that happens frequently, going to test it, and making sure you're testing ideas that fit with your risk appetite, your personality, and your lifestyle, your time frame, where you can consistently trade it, and then looking at maximum favorable excursions, right? Or kind of squeezing as much profit out of it as possible, optimizing it, tweaking it, enhancing the positive expectancy if you can, and that's it. That is it. Having the discipline, building a system that you've got the highest probable chance of having the discipline to trade. It's like a diet, right? It's like if you're going to lose weight, and in order to lose weight, what you've got to do is eat something completely different to your normal, create a completely different lifestyle, change your mindset, change your shopping, spend more on your shopping, go for a run every day where you've never run before, and do all this. You've got a very slim chance of succeeding. Whereas if it's just, you know, cut out some sugar, stop having sugar in your tea and coffee, instead of Coke, drink Diet Coke, instead of you know, drink a bit more water, or, you know, instead of taking the car down to the shop, just walk down to the shop. Small little tweaks like that that suit you, that don't mean you've got to do something extraordinarily outside of what your comfort zone is, you're going to succeed, or you've got a much higher probability of succeeding. And the same goes for trading and developing a system. People think that they can search for the highest return system, and they find someone who's doing really well at it, and they assume that they can take that system and do the same. When the truth is, you can get the higher returns out of a system that suits you. Just because that one person is doing very well on that system doesn't mean that you are going to. I don't know how many times people have to see this and witness this. It's literally, it's, you know, so evident. But anyway, let's get onto the pound dollar. But you start to see why you can't just buy a system. You know, you can't just buy an overlay or a chart that tells you to buy and sell. I know I talk about it a lot, but I don't want you guys wasting your money, time, effort. It's too valuable. Just, if you want to learn to trade, you're going to have to just apply those principles. That's all you've got to do. And the reason most people don't do it is because they just can't be bothered. Like, look, any 20 pip setup, brother. He's looking for 20 pips. How can you develop a system that gets you 20 pips? Man, there's so much crap out there. It's ridiculous. 1% change gathers momentum to be big gains over time. Absolutely. Do you only have FX on your portfolio? No, I have some indices. On my total portfolio, I have, you know, index funds, stocks, property now. I have start-up businesses. You know, my whole portfolio, I've got a wide variety. Crypto. On my trading portfolio, indices on my day trading, FX, 27 pairs, and on my intraday, it's forex only. I salute you for your patience on backtesting. Yeah, you're only going to be profitable if you've backtested a system. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't traders that don't, but you can't assume that you're one of those people because most people can't do that. I do know a trader. I know a trader very well. He's a friend of mine who just doesn't really do a lot of testing, but he's a very, very volatile, risky guy, and he swings, and that's it, and that's just how he is. But he can't. Most people can't do that. I couldn't do that. How have the last 2 weeks been for you in Forex? Lots of sideways movement. Yeah, good, which is why we've had a few setups. We've had a lot of pattern setups, which is why it's good to have a consolidation strategy in your toolbox, because the Forex market does consolidate about 70 to 80% of the time. So if you've only got a trend system, there's going to be times when the trend, 70 to 80% of the time, you're not going to be in a trend or in a trending move. You're going to be in a momentary pause or a momentary consolidation phase where you're not going to have any opportunities, or your trend system's failing or losing or going for a drawdown. Okay, so in that time, it's good to counter that with a consolidation system that complements that trend system. And that way you can take advantage of more opportunities, make more profit, make more money, and even out your equity curve. Because you're not just having these big kind of lulls, these ebbs and flows. Prasan says, park at the other end of the car park when shopping. Yeah, absolutely. If you've got a nice car and you're worried about people dinking your car or hitting the trolley on it, you do that anyway. Go and park like in between 10 spaces. I was speaking to someone the other day. Do you know what? I know there's a lot of Lamborghini influencers and all the rest of it. I've never ever met, and I know a lot of people that have owned a Lamborghini, right? I've never met anyone who's had a Lamborghini that's had good words to say about it. It's always a pain in the ass. It's always a complete liability, and they hate it. And I can name between 7 and 10 people that have actually said, God, that bloody thing. I've never heard anyone say a good word about a Lamborghini. Any idea if Jason Stapleton's still trading? Yeah, Jason Stapleton still trades his own account. So he's got his, he manages a portion of his wealth in his trading account, for sure. Jason Stapleton's a really good trader. He did all these trading challenges are out now. He did the Varangold challenge years and years ago, probably 10 years ago, and came fourth out of 10,000 people. I thought this when I was looking at the markets. It's sideways 80% of the time, but you've got different currencies, so there's a lot of opportunity within. I'm struggling at managing position sizing. How to control greed? There's a question for the tier 1 guys. Let's have some of your advice. So the tier 1 traders, let's have some of your advice on managing position sizing because of controlling greed. What do you think might be some of the remedies to control greed and stop struggling with position sizing? Let us know. Duncan says, a colleague of mine had a Lambo, scratched the flip-up doors on the underground car park getting out of my old office, arrived with the biggest smile, left in tears. Ryan says, only trade 1%. Duncan says, rules. Sam says, don't be greedy. Kamani Michael says, I hear you talking about investing in an index. What is that about? Is it like trading Forex? Do you have a chart? Analyze? Right. The difference between trading and investing, okay? Investing, you want to take your trader's hat off, you want to perform some analysis, then you buy the thing and you automate the regular deposit into the market and you don't look at it again. You've got no interest in looking at any kind of chart, okay? Because you're buying it for the long run to compound, to get the dividend returns, and you just keep buying and buying and buying for passive income. That is passive income, okay? Trading, you want to get in and out and you don't want to think longer term because you kind of want the opportunities there, and you basically want to think, how can I get as many opportunities here as possible without thinking longer term? You know, where's the next opportunity for me? And that's trading. If you want to learn more about different styles of investing and what makes up true accelerating wealth creation, go and check out my podcast. Episode number 1, you have to start at episode number 1. And in the first 20 episodes, I talk you through exactly how to build that system. And you just go to alwaysfreepodcast.com. Alwaysfreepodcast.com. Go there, subscribe to whatever platform you like best. You can just hit subscribe now, choose your platform, go and listen to episode 1. But don't get deterred by the nice kind of titles in the later episodes. Just start at episode 1 and go through episode 1 to 20 first. The podcast is excellent, says Chris. Thank you, Chris. It's easy to say how to implement it, sir. Okay, so going back to your question about greed, how to implement it. Here's the thing. Have you done any testing whatsoever on your system? There's the first question. Because there's no point asking more questions if that one is going to be the answer. And I know you're not going to want to hear it, because I don't think when you're increasing position size and you're getting greedy, okay, I don't think it's a discipline issue with your system or breaking your rules of a system. I think it's a desperation issue where you're trying to make as much money quickly as possible. Successful traders don't focus on making money as quickly as possible. They just focus on not losing money. That's it. And if you can focus on not losing money, you make money. And then you just do that over and over again. So the way that you stop being greedy and increasing your position size is by testing your strategy, applying a money management system to it, and knowing what that looks like projected into the future. You guys have seen our money management spreadsheet. You can put in figures and you can play with the aggression on the delta to see what that equity curve looks like and what you could handle based on your personality. And once you've got that sweet spot right, you just trade it like that. Okay, yes, sir, I want quick money. How to fix it? How to fix it? Go and get income by doing something else. Go and serve people and build a business, or go and get a pay rise and control your lifestyle costs so that you don't. If you're struggling for money, look, this is. Let me just throw something out there, right? It's not going to be a popular opinion between many people. If you are struggling for money, it's your fault. It's a choice to struggle for money, because you're only struggling if you raise your lifestyle above your means, above your income. And if it gets to the level where you go, bloody hell, I haven't got the things that I want in life, then you've got to go and earn more money. But if you're at that point where you're struggling and you want to earn more money and you're in a rush, Speculation is not the way. Because the very approach that you're going to take into speculation is going to stop you from mastering it. To master trading, you need to have a good IQ, you need to have discipline, you need to have time and patience. And you're not going to have those things if you're in a rut, if you're stuck and you're rushing to make more money. That very approach is going to stop you from being able to learn to trade. It's like catch-22. Trailing your stop loss doesn't mean you're managing risk. Like I can just go, oh, do you know what? I'm gonna sell this right now, and because I'm gonna trail a stop, that means I'm managing my risk. I've got no idea if this is likely to go short or what, but because I'm trailing my stop, I'm managing risk, right? Well, where's the consistency in that? For all I know, this could go north every time. Does this make sense to everyone? Sometimes I feel like I'm like teaching people to suck eggs, but the amount of times I get the same questions, it seems obvious, and when I explain it, I feel like I'm condescending. I almost feel like I'm I feel like I'm being a bit, I don't know. People have vices too that cost. Yeah. Vices, you know, are things that are damaging to you as a human, usually done in excess. So, drink, drugs, gambling, right, porn, all that kind of stuff is a vice. Yeah, I'm not meaning to come across like condescending or, you know, like some kind of dictator, but some of the things, you know, when I explain the answer, I feel like, oh God, that just sounds like I'm talking down or belittling because it's so obvious, but I don't know, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face if people still don't get it. Because my only motivation to start going out into this education space in trading was because of all the crap out there. So I'm doing a disservice if I don't say the truth. And I'm letting you come in and watch me, you know, analyze the markets and tell you where I would get involved in trades and what I'm going to be trading and how I'm going to be managing it. It's very transparent. So I've got nothing to hide, nothing to lose. And you can take with it what you want. But one thing you can't do is say I'm wrong in what I'm saying, because I'm not going against any strategy or anything like that. I'm just going against the fundamental principles of mastering the art of speculation. All right. Chris says, backtest the hell out of your system and you'll know your expectation on your trades. Yeah, and if anything, you want to lower your expectations on your testing. That's a great purpose of backtesting, is to lower your expectations on it. Because if you perform better than your testing, you're going to have a psychological, you know, you're going to have endorphins, okay, which can be damaging as well, but it's easier to do that than it is to have go and trade your system and perform worse than your testing. That's going to start playing on your mind. You could potentially end up revenge trading, or become discouraged or breaking your rules, or thinking that there's something wrong with you. Okay, and that's not the way to go. If you want to hear more on revenge trading, we spoke about this in our Trader Coffee Break. I don't know if it was last Wednesday. I think it was last Wednesday or the one before. But we meet up, me and Akil meet up for a coffee break with you guys every Wednesday, and we discuss different trading topics, and that was one of them. We was talking about revenge trading, over trading, and under trading, which is a silent killer. I use Soft for FX for backtesting, worth every cent, says Brendan. Great. Is it an automated software for backtesting? I'm guessing. The only thing I would say about, you know, automated systems in backtesting is you have to really understand that it does, once it runs the numbers, you've still got to trust that. You haven't put in the work. So a massive element of backtesting and a massive reward of backtesting is the blood, sweat and tears of you being connected to the markets. You feel connected to the numbers. Whereas if you've run it for a software, you aren't. So you have to be the right type of person to be able to take that data and then trust it anyway. Because otherwise you might as well just buy a system where it says buy and sell. Because that's exactly the same. Every Wednesday live, yeah. Go to the Trader Coffee Break channel. Okay, so if you go to, it's a different YouTube channel. It's called the Trader Coffee Break. I'll ping the link for you. I'll put it into the chat here. There you go. Go and subscribe to that. Subscribe to that channel, and every Wednesday, join us for a coffee. No worries. Cool. Well, we're on a bit of a tangent here. We've been going for about an hour, and we've only been through 2 pairs. AUDCAD, which is kind of in bullish mode, but we hit a 26.18 setup. And the Aussie dollar that's in consolidation, we looked at the pound dollar on the daily to find that we're in consolidation. So we're going to do exactly the same thing. Okay, we're only interested in this level here and this level here. And we're going to drop down to my trading time frame, and we're going to try and find consolidation setups. You can see we had a kiss of death, 26.18 here as well. Anyone catch that? Top of the channel, bang, structure-based trade. We had double top, divergence on RSI, just overbought there. And then we had the kiss of death set up here, or the 26.18, and then we rolled over. Well done if you caught that. Great setup, great example of what we've been talking about this morning on trading structure in these channels. And there's your entry. What can we do now? We're in the middle of nowhere. Okay, so if you're a pattern trader, you might be looking at this B leg that's just formed for a bat, XABCD, and the 886 will be just above this lower channel, this support level. So that might be something you're looking at. It's a way off. We haven't even put in a C leg yet. Or something else. Let's drop down to the 60, see if there's anything there. There's nothing else here that I can see that's popping out. Yeah, nothing here. There's no FTB trade. So yeah. Now, earlier on, we did mention, I think someone mentioned the daily chore. So you're looking at a daily chore on this, but other than that, there's no setups here that are of interest. And as I say, we're in consolidation on many of these pairs, so a lot of them are the same. Let's go to the euro dollar. You can see clear consolidation here, right? I wouldn't feel comfortable right now getting into any trend. Now I did get in up here on my other account as I went through. I've been in this trade for a long time. I showed you guys this. I put it out on YouTube as well. We entered up here, and we're in this for the long run. But right now, you wouldn't want to enter this as a trend continuation or anything like that. We're just, if anything, it looks like we could see an inverse head and shoulders. If I went out to the weekly, we've got this big fake out, right? Fake out. So this could be an inverse head and shoulders, but that doesn't mean that there won't be any opportunities here. All we need to do is pull out our trade plan, our playbook, and go, right, what can we trade? This is the daily. I don't trade on the daily, but if you do, bat pattern, okay? bat pattern. If you trade on the 4 hour, you could still trade that bat pattern on the 4 hour, but we're looking for closer opportunities, right? So look. Here we go. Completion point up here at 1471. Bat pattern completion. Little way to go yet. This is a 4 hour time frame, bear in mind. But if we go from A to D, best case scenario targets are going to be at 39.65. And for whoever was asking in the chat about a 20 pip play, there's a 75 pip play. 75 pips to best case targets. Obviously, you'd have to adjust that with price if price pushes beyond that D completion. But there's a setup there. Really interesting. Cheers for sharing your experience. Don't rely fully on trading as a means for daily sustenance to reduce pressure and allow market play out on its way town. Yeah, look, if you are trying to, if you need trading to work as your primary income and you're trying to learn with that kind of pressure, that time pressure, you're probably not going to succeed. Yeah. It's best to have an income taken care of and not be in a desperate financial situation to learn this skill, because that's when you're going to have the mindset to be able to take in the information, build systems, deal with complexity, decision making. You know, that's what you need, a higher IQ. And you get that from not being in poverty. Your poverty causes your IQ to lower by up to 30%, they found in tests in India. Anyway, let's drop down to the hourly. Yeah, so this structure-based setup down here. Don't know if you guys caught this, but there was a retest here, and we've bounced straight off of that level. This would be more of a day trade for you guys potentially, where you've had this double bottom, and we've seen the rally. So that's, you know, that's taken off without us. Or you caught the you caught this pattern setup. It's a bit ugly because this would have been the setup. So it would be a Gartley, deep Gartley. This red pattern here would have been a deep Gartley pattern, and you'd be in that right now with your targets at currently around 32.29. So that person who's asking for a 20 pip move, here's a 36 pip move. Shane says, wow, that's interesting. Yeah, they did a study on 56 different cities in southern India, and they surveyed farmers and they tested the farmers' IQ, and they found when there was a drought and the market was low and the crops were low, there was a 30% decrease in their IQ, as opposed to when the market was booming and thriving, and the crop was high and there was a good season, and they found it was a 30% difference. So if you tried to learn something when you was in poverty, you've got less chance of learning it. It's literally, this is why I say the very approach that you're taking is the thing that's stopping you being able to achieve it. This is why I built the Tears of Freedom program. The Tears of Freedom program is a system and a process that will get you to financial freedom as efficiently as possible based on maths, human evolution, human psychology, and results that we've seen. You know, my results, clients' results. It's proven because it is all in alignment. It's all in order. That's why I built the Tears of Freedom program in the first place. We had tier 1 And people trying to learn tier 1 can't learn tier 1 because they haven't got tier 3 and tier 2 underneath them. So yeah, that's why I built. That is the very reason that I built Tiers of Freedom, because it's exactly what I did from 21, 22 years old to 29. Got me in a position that I literally became financially independent at 29. Didn't need to actively work for anyone. I could choose to do what I want. Pound Aussie. What we'll do now is we will take a quick coffee refill. Before we do that, let's just read some of these comments. Duncan says, I love automation and use it daily in my job. However, automation is a tool to manage volume and do things faster. It's not a tool to gain accuracy. That's where the skill set of the operator comes in. You only gain that skill set by doing the task manually first and becoming proficient at it. You cannot tell when the automation is going bad or erroring if you have no idea on how to do a task manually. And all you'll do is get into trouble faster than you could ever do working manually. In trading, that can mean you can empty your account overnight. That is an amazing paragraph. So much so that I'm going to save that because that's come from someone who's a true expert in their field of coding and automations. And I think that's a real valuable message. Amazing. Gartley. All right, so look, we're going to take a quick coffee break. Whilst we're waiting in the break, we're going to take 13 minutes. We're going to come back at 8:46. And whilst we're doing the break, please fire in any setups that you're looking at or anything you want to take a look at or any questions you've got. And we'll get stuck in. Let's take a break.
But there's something that's inside. Made me feel that I miss you, but I never have it all. I'm so sorry for what happened. When I'm lonely, I get mad. You know everything about me. I guess we can still be friends. Round and round, like a hamster in my cage. It's just psycho, made me feel that I'm obsessed. It's just psycho. It's just psycho. This is psycho. Bring me back, I'm tired. Running circles, running from myself. That is psycho. I need something to break this cycle. This is psycho. Bring me back, I'm tired. Running circles, running from myself. That is psycho. I need something to break this cycle. vicious cycle. Bring me back, I'm tired. Running circles, running from myself. I not a cycle. I need something to break this cycle. Round and round, like a hamster in the cage. Vicious cycle, make me feel that I'm obsessed. Vicious cycle. Vicious cycle.
tomorrow. I'm getting out from underneath my crazy past, so let me be. You wanna pick my sorrow, right on the floor tomorrow. I'm getting out from underneath my crazy past, so let me please. You wanna pick my sorrow, right on the floor tomorrow. I'm getting out from underneath my crazy past, so let me please.
Alright guys, welcome back. Second session of the London Live Room. Looks like you're getting some value from this morning's session. There's lots of people here, all engaging in the chat as well, so that's great. Because this session isn't just about me going through some pairs and taking trades, it's about what real trading is. So discussion, to have a community like this, I think Steve just says, can we not just have a room with these like-minded people in it all at once? Well, we do. We've got the Tier 1 platform. I know you guys are watching on YouTube or Twitch or wherever, but in Tier 1, we do this every day, and it is a group of traders, professional traders that are treating it very seriously. It's not just kind of people trying to clutch at straws. It's people that are really, really working hard on their trading, and we have accountability sessions with them every Friday. You know, and we work with them every day inside the platform, and it's a real great community. Fantastic community. So, we're going to get stuck in to the last four pairs. So before the break, we went through Aussie CAD, Aussie dollar, pound dollar, euro dollar. And now we're going to go through a couple of bigger pairs, pound Aussie, pound yen, which when I say bigger, I mean the average true range across those pairs is bigger. And then we're going to look at the dollar yen, which is a lower true range, lower ATR, for a yen pair, and then we're going to finish up on the New Zealand dollar. And the New Zealand dollar is kind of an amalgamation between the euro dollar and Aussie dollar. It's kind of a hybrid of those two. Let me just turn up my mic a little bit. I think my mic is just a little bit low. There we go. Just want it just there. That's about right. All right. So let's get stuck in. So pound yen, what we're going to do is go back out to the daily like we do on all these pairs. Look at what we're doing on the daily. You can see, as we said before, we're consolidating. We bounced off of this resistance level. We held this resistance level right here, tested it again, retested it again, rolled over. So the fun has been had. If you shorted at that level, great. You might still be in it, but probably out of it. Probably took your profits and run. Now, The decision point will be if we test this level again. You know, if we break and close above that high, we could start to look for buying opportunities again in the direction of the bullish trend. Or now we just wait and see, you know, for consolidation setups, because that's really what we're in. I wouldn't want to short this now because we've held this low and we're kind of moving sideways. I wouldn't want to buy it because we've had this big resistance level. So what I can do is just look for consolidation setups. Now I can already see that when we drop to the 4 hour, we're going to have an opportunity, because if you train your RAS, you can see these things a mile off, right? X, A, B, C, D. You've got a potential setup completing right at this channel, this major structure resistance level. And it completes up here at 91.26. Let me just get the exact completion point for those of you who are just watching to take signals. Yeah, spot on. Look at that for RAS, right? When you test these patterns, you can see the levels. And based on the B leg, you can really see where the completion point is without even measuring it. And there it is, right? So 91.25 for the completion. Those of you who are here just to take signals and trades with no consistency whatsoever, there's your little bit of fun. If we push up here, you can short this, and we've got no idea if it will be if it will hit targets, but it's about a 58% probability on the pound Aussie 4 hour for a Gartley. I don't trade Gartleys on the 4 hour pound Aussie, and the reason being is because even though it's a higher strike rate than 50%, I couldn't trade them because of the position sizing, my maximum allowable risk. You know, I couldn't make it work for me on these pairs, because look, if you've got a stop loss up here, if your stop loss is here and your entry's here, you've got to bear in mind that's 115 pips of risk. Are you allowed to take 115 pip loss? Well, if you're trading a fixed percentage, then, you know, great, right? If you're trading a fixed position size, then, well, you're going to want to reconsider, right? You want to reconsider that. Brendan says calendar link not working for me. Should be. Try that. Take you straight to the month. So look, this is a bearish Gartley. It's a big pattern, as I say. This is why we say this is a big pair, because it's the average true range of this pair is quite high, and as a result, you're going to get shallower windows for entry if you're trading fixed position sizing. And this is one of those pairs, this and the pound yen, where I don't get many opportunities, but the ones that I do can be very, very profitable because I'm getting tight stops, really good reward to risk, and high probability trades. So at the moment, not a lot. If we drop down to the 60 and look even further for opportunities in consolidation down here, not a lot here either. A great opportunity might be down here at this low. If you're looking for a structure-based setup, again, we're seeing some bearish momentum at the moment. If we push down to this zone, you can see RSI is already going over, almost going oversold. This would be a nice little area to look at for a double bottom. And this would be one of the pairs that I'd be interested in looking for, that double bottom on the 15-minute time frame. Because if I can get a 15-minute entry, because the ATR is so big on this pair, I could potentially still get some decent profit even for a smallest move. Because look, let's just say that we was just looking for a pop back into structure. That's still 50 pips. That tiny move there is 50 pips. So even if I was looking to take this into this previous structure level, right, to avoid getting, you know, avoid having to push through all of this lot, that's still 50 pips. So I'll definitely be looking at this. I'll definitely be looking at this on the 15-minute time frame for entries for a double bottom, and then I can get my stops tight below the low. Okay, so I could get my stops below the low because the double bottom is structure, and then I can get in probably with a 2 to 1, 1.7 to 1, something like that, reward to risk. So a good little setup. looks something like this. And we'll keep an eye on this and we'll come back to it to see how it's playing out. Next pair, pound yen. Let's go on to the daily. Let's scroll down. You can see consolidation. We've been in this channel for a long time. This compression. We know this is likely to break out. When is it going to break out? It hasn't yet. It's coiling. We know that the tighter it coils up, the bigger the breakout, the stronger the breakout's likely to be. But if you don't trade breakouts, if you don't hedge or you don't like put your buy stop orders, sell stop orders and trade the actual breakout, then what can you do? Well, you can't do anything. You just have to either trade really tight consolidation setups in here. All right, which you might have this. Again, lots of patterns. This is what we said at the beginning of this session. We said many of these pairs are in consolidation of some form. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for pattern traders, and that's what we're seeing, right? We're seeing a lot of setups here. You might go down to the 60, and there might be something there as well. I think someone said they had a setup on the pound yen earlier. That link was good, said Brendan. Excellent. Hopefully I'll see you on Thursday or Saturday, and we can work through some strategies. Possible head and shoulders I'm eyeing up on pound yen. Esoteric Nomads. What a name. What a name. That sounds like a great YouTube channel. We've reached 100 messages with Restream. I told you guys are on fire today. 100 messages. These live rooms are popular when I put them out on YouTube. I'm in Australia. We'll need to convert time and see. Ah, yeah. Well, that's why we do the one on Saturday. We do at 9 a.m., which is probably about 5 or 6 p.m. for you, I think. And the one on Thursday we do at 5:30 p.m., which would be probably early morning for you. So we do one on the Saturday, one on the Thursday, and we do them at different times so we can invite people from across the world, across the pond. But Saturday is probably your best bet. If you want to spend Saturday evening strategizing your wealth creation. I'm in Paris, says content producer. Hello. I wanted to get one of those, there's an app called I'm From, and you can run it on YouTube to show where people are streaming in from. I just don't know how to use it. Yeah, I never got to grips with it. Which was a shame, but I will. Set YouTube URL. Ah, here we go. Let's try this. Let's see if this works. Have you guys got any setups on the pound yen, dollar yen, or New Zealand dollar? Anyone got anything on there? I don't know how to use I'm From, but anyway. I'll figure it out at some point. Yeah. Basically, it's a global map and it will pinpoint where everyone's watching from. Can you look at pound Aussie? We just looked at pound Aussie. You just missed it. Basically, I'm looking for nothing other than a structure-based buy down here for a quick in-out opportunity if I can get a double bottom on the 15-minute time frame. So, yeah. Chris Min says this is riveting. I doubt it. Trading is not riveting. It's quite mundane and monotonous and boring, to be honest. But if you're finding it riveting or you're being sarcastic, I don't know, but probably the latter. Let's go to the dollar yen and go to the daily. This pair, we've been putting in this ascending channel for a little while. And again, it's a form of consolidation for me. So I'm looking for consolidation setups in there, of which there's quite a few that we've seen play out. Let me just delete all these here. As I said at the beginning of this stream today, there's going to be a lot of these opportunities because lots of these markets, 5 out of these 8 are in consolidation, and this is where you're going to see the pattern brigade. All right, so this is a bat pattern, pretty textbook, completing down at around 114.40. I only trade 2 pairs, 2 strategies on each. Very satisfied with that. Excellent. What style approach do you have, content producer? Also, tell us your real name. Like, it's great to know that get on first name terms with this community. Same as Esoteric Nomads. Let me know what your name is so that we can, and count down top 10. I'm taking it you're watching from your YouTube channel rather than your personal. So let us know your names. It's always nicer to be on first name basis. New Zealand dollar heading to a swing trade opportunity. What are you looking at, Mike? YouTube it. I will YouTube it. All right. So first, 4-hour time frame opportunity on the dollar yen in the form of what we know as a bat pattern. This would be a bullish pattern, and if you trade conventional stops, the way that we teach at tier 1, you'd have those below that 113 inversion, and then your best case scenario targets would be at the 382 and the 618. So you'd have 382 for target 1s, which would give you a 1.3, 1.4 to 1, and then you'd have target 2s up at 115.58. So if I just bring on the rectangle tool here and go to 115.58, that's where target 2s would be. New Zealand dollar, I'm looking at buys, honestly. I'm in Tears of Freedom program. Gary. Oh, it's Gary, right. Yeah, I don't know by looking at that Esoteric Nomad's name. Sorry, Gary. Cool. My YouTube name is Edward, but my real name's Turtlehead. Makes sense? Cool. All right. So let's go down to the 60. We'll probably start wrapping up in a minute before the the late risers start coming in and the conversation starts going a bit whack. Detracting people from their serious trading. Around this time, about 9 a.m. is when, the late risers start joining. And sometimes it can be a different caliber of trader. Let's just say that, to put it as politely as possible. That happens. Daily Swing says Mike's looking at. My real name is Ishan, or Ishan. Nice to meet you, Ishan. We should talk about dinosaurs and astrology. We could do. That'd be a cool topic, to be honest. If you're a geek like me, you'd find that very, very interesting. Maybe another YouTube channel for that. Maybe another YouTube channel. I am actually starting another YouTube channel for my music production. Something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I'm going to do some streaming on there, music production. Lots of people ask how I create all the music for my show and my, all the music that you can hear in my videos and all the rest of it, all my programs. That's music that I create myself, and I've been a musician since I was a kid, and I've got heavily into music production over the years, and it's something that I love doing, and people have an interest in that. So it's not going to be, it's not going to be a business or a money-making thing. It's just going to be a passion thing where I stream, make some music, and join people who are interested in that kind of thing. You need glasses to be a real geek? Yeah, I do have glasses. I do have glasses, I just don't wear them. What's your DJ name? What do you think it should be? What do you think it should be? DJ Graystone. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Pretty cool surname. Both dollar yen and pound Aussie, a buy for me. So, pound Aussie. Yeah, I'd be looking at a buy on the pound Aussie. I'm just waiting for a lower time frame entry and a better higher probability zone for an opportunity here. So if we can push down to 188.10, I'll look for a buy, but I'll still have to have a retest at that level. I didn't know it to that extent, just thought you play guitar. No. All of my music, if you go and watch all of my videos, my podcast theme tune, my show theme tune, all of that stuff was created, produced and recorded by and performed by me. DJ Graystone sounds great. Looking at a potential reversal, waiting for it to hit my limit order. Cool. Oh, and the Trader Coffee Break, that music, that theme tune on the Trader Coffee Break, that was me as well. All right, let's wrap up here on the New Zealand dollar then. If you guys have got anything, let me know. If not, forever hold your peace. Interesting level for a short, okay? So we're at previous structure support. Should become resistance. And we just so happen to be putting in this kind of channel as we approach that level. But if we read price, if we really look at the clues here, as we approach this level, you can see that price has been rejected once, okay? Rejected twice. Then we had these double rejections right here. And depending on what happens on today's candle, could be another rejection or we could blast straight through. Normally, whenever we hold a level like that and respect a level like that, if we're going to break a close above it, it's a big, strong, bullish momentum move. So it'll be a big close above that level. But it looks like at the moment we should see a hold here. And if we do, depending on today's candle and the close of today's candle, you could start looking for this as an opportunity to get in for a short. Now, what you could do is start looking down on your lower trading time frame, right? So you could say, well, actually, we've put in this retest here. We've put in this retest here. That wouldn't be as high probability retest that I would look for, purely because RSI, we don't have too much divergence. It wasn't overbought. I look for certain filters. It's not really, we're already testing this previous structure level here. So it's not a double top that I would go for personally. Plus, we've also reversed and pushed up and tested again. So it's kind of becoming like a flag pattern or an ascending channel to a degree. So I wouldn't be taking the double top. But this is a great level. If you can get some confirmation here that we're going to hold again, that would be a nice opportunity to short for that swing trade there. Lower time frame, you're just going to see patterns. Right, so immediately, X, A, B, C. So this is a Gartley, but we haven't hit the 618. So you'd need to hit the 618 first. And if we do, it'll be a deep Gartley, which means the decompletion point will be high, which gives you a good reward to risk, probably a 1.8, 2 to 1 even on this. But other than that, not a lot else. Gary says, looking at a large bat, if we push up to 68.50 on the New Zealand dollar. So 68.50, I take it you're looking out on the 4 hour. And Gary's looking at this one. X, A, B, C, 68.50, completion. Brendan says, CAD Swiss. One hour double bottom shakeout style where the price has gone below support, turns upward strong. Okay, so what I think you're referring to is a kiss of death. But look at this, right? CAD Swiss. Horizontal line. Previous structure support. Great. Just like what we're looking at on the other pair, right? So we've got support. Support. Now, obviously this move's in play at the moment, but look what happened before. We have bearish, 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 strong bearish momentum, which we know doesn't go on forever, okay? We start approaching major level of support, which was previous resistance, looking left. Nice level. Then what we can do is drop down. You can already see that we're running out of steam with that trend. The candles are getting smaller. Then what you can do is drop down a time frame and look for that retest. So you can see in this instance, we had a little retest here. Okay, or you might class this as the retest. So you had 1, 2. You had divergence on the RSI. In fact, you got all this divergence on the RSI, equal test of the lows, and then what you had was a kiss of death. If I drop down to the 15, you'll see this very, very clearly, right? The kiss of death trade is where you get the violation and the big spike down. Now, actually on the 15, we've violated the low, so that would eradicate any trade set up there. But on the hourly, you can see that very clearly, right? We've broken closed above the retracement, which was here. So this candle here closed above. That triggers us. Ah, man, what's going on? Let's go back to this. We go into this, right? And we triggers us into the 2618 move or the kiss of death. Someone just sent me a Greg Secker video, so I was observing that. I don't know why you guys keep sending me Greg Secker's adverts and things like that. I know he's everywhere. But we got a spike down, right? Kiss of death. And normally this takes out all of the orders down here, stop hunting or whatever, and then we break to the upside. Brendan says, I trade it as a breakout on the hourly. Yeah, stop sending me the Greg adverts, man. I don't care if his gardener's a millionaire. Cool. Yeah, people asking about the music thing. If you're into that, just stay tuned and I'll let you know what the YouTube channel is and you can come and tune in. But it'll be nothing to do with trading, nothing to do with business, nothing. It will literally be me streaming out a music production session, jamming, creating some tracks, and that's it. Producing it, mastering it, putting it out there. That's it. So if you like music, that'll be your thing. If not, it won't be at all. DJ Freedom. DJ Free, that's quite good. DJ Free. All right, that about wraps it up then. We got a lot of value from this session, a lot of good discussions, good topics. There's a few trades that are on the radar that we're looking out for. One would be on the Aussie, one would be on the pound Aussie. And then there's a ton of pattern setups, which we predicted as we started the live room this morning. DJFX. I love it. I love it. As I say, if you want to join us for a strategy session, I'm going to be basically running wealth strategy sessions, one on Thursday and one on Saturday morning. Thursday evening and Saturday morning, I'm going to be talking you through my entire liquidity system, my whole portfolio, and how I strategize, how I allocate, how I structure it all. And I'm going to go through your situation and talk about what your next step should be based on where you're at as well. I'm going to give you some tools, some strategies, and we're going to do some exercises. It's going to be a real good session. If you want to get booked on, hit the link. And guys, those of you who are inside tier 1, I'll see you back here tomorrow. I'll also see you in a Kills session later on as well in the New York Open. And for the rest of you guys, thanks for joining us. And I will see you next time we go live. Take care.
I don't mean that I'm different, but inside I still a step. Please don't leave me. I'm the one who did this magic. On the roof now only flowers. Don't cry about me. Please don't hate me. It's something with myself. I don't mean that I'm different, but inside I still